The world is anticipating the 5th and final season of Stranger Things after over a decade of waiting. And it looks like this PR disaster is going to put a damper on things. Allegedly, Millie Bobby Brown filed an internal complaint against her co-star David Harbour for bullying and harassment before and during the filming of this final season. And Daily Mail is the one outlet that reported this. People are calling it into question and saying it's not well sourced. The only source that they quoted in this article is allegedly a friend of Lily Allen's. If you weren't caught up on all the drama, David Harbour is in the middle of an extremely messy divorce with Lily Allen. She just put out this new album called West End Girl, which has a lot of song lyrics directed at David Harbour, who allegedly cheated on her multiple times throughout their marriage. And he's getting a lot of hate right now for that. But this is just icing on the cake. Millie Bobby Brown filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting the last season, with pages and pages of accusations. So Daily Mail says, while they've always had a turbulent relationship on screen, they can now reveal that David Harbour faced shocking claims that he bullied and harassed his co-star Millie Bobby Brown. He's also,
That's
of course,
great. His job, given how young she was when they started acting, was to do literally the opposite of that.
well, on screen, you're supposed to find this heartwarming relationship between him and Eleven. He's like the adoptive father figure. He's a protective dad who's kind of an a-hole sometimes, but he's soft on the inside.
But the point is as a veteran actor who's going to be working with child actors, which is not always easy, it is your job to kind of
keep a healthy distance, of course.
Oh, I saw somebody in the chat earlier said, how come nobody ever talks about Drake and Millie Bobby Brown? Like, no, we've talked
that. Don't say that about us.
He said something about when she was 17. No. She was younger than that.
She was like 13.
Yeah.
They were texting about boys. Yeah, that's a whole separate issue. So David Harbour is said to have faced an internal inquiry after Millie Bobby Brown allegedly complained about his behavior towards her. While the outcome of the investigation is not known, the Daily Mail understands the allegations did not include claims of sexual impropriety. Because, of course, when we hear about harassment on a Hollywood set, everyone's mind is going to immediately turn to allegations of sexual misconduct. That is not the case here.
We set the bar high here. They set the bar high there in Hollywood.
I mean, look, I would say it would be way worse if it were sexual in nature, especially given that he's known this girl since she was like literally 10 years old. But thankfully, that is not part of the allegation.
I still feel like that's a way of like shifting the narrative around it, where it's like instead of focusing on what it is, you focus on what it's not, which is like it's literally the lowest bar you can set for a person. Is somebody's like, why were you bullying a child on the set of a television show? He's like, at least I wasn't sexually harassing her.
Well, another thing here is that, of course, people still see Millie Bobby Brown as a child. She's actually 22, I believe.
Yes, 21 or 22. And married.
She can fend for herself, but according to Daily Mail's source, the friend of Lily Allen, Millie filed a harassment and bullying claim before they started shooting the last season, with pages and pages of accusations, and the investigation went on for months. Allegedly, Lily Allen, while they were still together, was supporting David Harbour throughout this whole brutal ordeal. And then she added that Netflix will never comment on an internal investigation. Understandable. But the fact that they have not denied it speaks volumes. Stranger Things helped put Netflix on the map. Millions of fans around the world have been anticipating the finale, and no one wants anything to take away the attention from that. Of course, his divorce and this are going to do exactly that. And the source continued saying Lily Allen went through a lot of pain in private, a lot of tears, angst. She created some of her best art out of that pain. She's in a great place now and not seeking revenge. So they added that because my first thought when this headline published was, is this a guerrilla revenge campaign on the side of Lily Allen's divorce attorneys? Are they trying to publicly smear his reputation?
That would be very diabolical.
Maybe not her divorce attorneys, rather her PR team. Yeah. Not her divorce attorneys. I should be clear about that. Maybe this is coming from people in Lily Allen's camp who are trying to smear his name. But they claim that it has nothing to do with revenge. And she still is trying to maintain a good relationship between her daughters and David Harbour because she comes from a broken home herself and doesn't want to repeat that.
By the way, if Netflix wants to fix this PR disaster right now, you need to find 2 clips of somebody being bullied in the show, and you need to start promoting those clips so that Stranger Things and Bullied gets moved down the SEO or moved up the SEO, and David Harbour bullying Millie Bobby Brown gets moved down.
There were no specifics listed in this article of anything that he did or said to Millie Bobby Brown, so it's totally up to speculation, but I'll just say, looking at David Harbour on a physiognomy level, you can tell that he's untrustworthy. Like, there's a little bit of sinister energy underneath that man.
I'm not one to always agree with this stance, but I will say, look, when we make a lot of thumbnails at this job, right? We have to look at a lot of pictures, and there is this face that David Harbour makes that does kind of look.
It's just his face.
He kind of has this look of like polite cruelty, if I was to put it in towards, like, almost like bragging cruelty, like he's excited about it.
He gives me the same vibes as Ryan Reynolds. I'm a Ryan Reynolds hater. They seem like 2 guys with huge egos who sort of have this sense of humor that on the surface seems lighthearted, but there's a bubbling rage.
There's an undercurrent of rage or anger.
And everyone is just laughing politely because they don't want to be in the crosshairs of either of these men, but they come off like they cannot be trusted.
That makes more sense for Ryan Reynolds than David Harbour because Ryan Reynolds is a bigger star than David Harbour. Don't get me wrong, David Harbour he's a big name in Hollywood, but he's not Ryan Reynolds level
not
of
yet,
star.
at least.
But my instinct is like he tells the same story multiple times to crew members so that they have to listen because he knows that they will be like, he'll make note when they walk away early.
Yeah.
Like, he actually gets a kick out of it. He's like, oh, Bob.
He looks like
Why
a little
are you
bit of
leaving?
a psycho.
A little bit.
Yeah. So far, representatives for Millie Bobby Brown, reps for David Harbour, reps for Netflix, etc., have not responded to any request for comment.
I mean, unless Millie Bobby Brown says something, the best thing he can do is not say anything because anything he says will be taken as an admission of guilt anyways.
Do you agree that Netflix should or shouldn't respond? You think the best thing is to...
Especially with a lack of verified sources.
If it's not true, wouldn't Netflix say that it's not true?
No, not necessarily.
Just to end the speculation there, if it weren't true. I don't know. I would assume that
no,
because
you'll get 10,000 headlines that say Netflix responds to harassment allegations, even though the response is to say that they're not true.
I'm just saying my gut instinct is that it's true because he seems like a jerk. But you were making jokes about him saying stuff about her father-in-law. She is married to Jake Bon Jovi, the son of course, Bon Jovi. And he's like saying like, oh yeah, I lost my virginity to your father-in-law's song. And she's just like, why are you telling me this right now?
See, even that's a little bit too far because that would tail into sexual harassment. But I could see him making jokes like, oh wow, your father-in-law's music's not selling well these days, is it? Oh, saw your father-in-law at a No Kings protest.
Oh, and I got a community note here that said the only source quoted as a friend of Mr. Harbour's estranged wife. The Daily Mail has a low score for credibility. Oh, thank you, MediaBiasFactCheck.com.
Well, they have a high credibility for fun.
And people started circulating this clip of Millie Bobby Brown from an interview. I believe she was doing promo for season 4 of Stranger Things at the time. And they're reading into what this means, her reaction to the mention of David Harbour's name in this clip.
Harbour is officiating.
Yes. I don't know how I feel. Sure. Matthew Modine, I think.
Okay. If you're going to select Harbour.
All the guy said is he was making a joke about David Harbour officiating her wedding, and then she seemed confused about it. I don't know. She's never said anything negative about him on a public platform. And I then found a thread of people who have worked with or dated David Harbour that are now glazing Lily Allen publicly on the timeline.
You know what that's called, right? The enemy of my enemy.
Yeah. I mean, some of these, I get it. They're like a jilted ex. So, of course, they're going to be in sisterhood solidarity with Lily Allen right now, who is allegedly hard done by. But the other ones, the people who just worked with David Harbour and are vocally supporting Lily Allen, that one sets off a little more alarm bells to me. That includes Alison Sudol, who dated David Harbour until spring of 2019, commenting supportively of Lily Allen's album announcement. Florence Pugh, who plays David's daughter in the MCU, she also liked 2 of Lily Allen's posts related to her new album. Mila Jovovich, who co-starred in Hellboy with David Harbour, was posting about Lily Allen's new album, saying, "I'll take 14 of them right now." And then Lily Rabe, who shared the visuals for Relapse, one of Lily Allen's song on Instagram, was in Merchant of Venice with David Harbour and allegedly did not have a good time. This is according to a blind item. "He used to be a nightmare to work with. During Merchant of Venice on Broadway, he made everyone miserable and made his co-star Lily Rabe cry every day. He once threw a chair at a stage manager. Everyone assumed alcohol or drugs and just tried to get through the limited run as best they could. I feel like he's gotten better since then. However, can confirm he was sleeping with a Corrine? What? From a now closed show last year. He took her to his house where Lily was in London." So there's another co-star, not someone who dated him in the past. And then also the kid who starred in Gran Turismo alongside David Harbour.
I love that movie too. This bums me out.
Archie Madekwe, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He was even in attendance at Lily Allen's album launch party recently.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I have to give context. This entire album is just dragging David Harbour's name through the mud. That's the entire point of this album.
My hope is that he just wasn't clued in on what was going on, and he was there because he got to know the whole, the husband and the wife while they were making Gran Turismo.
Yeah, he was in Gran Turismo with David Harbour, and they're saying, as far as we can tell, was not friends with Lily at the time, but maybe he had a negative experience with David Harbour as well. Sinead Matthews and Hanako Footman, who were in Madhouse, have both liked multiple posts and shared content from Lily Allen on their Instagram. And Julia Stiles, who dated David Harbour for several years, has also liked multiple posts on Lily Allen's album announcement. And now Lily Allen and Julia Stiles follow each other on Instagram, so they're having phone calls commiserating about their experiences with this man.
Oh my gosh, he's so awful. Go off, queen.
But overall, the more interesting aspect of all of this is how Netflix is going to handle the PR disaster that they face.
I think they just ignore it. I think
they're probably going to take the route of ignoring it, but all of the headlines related to Stranger Things at the moment are related to the Millie Bobby Brown allegation
and
Lily Allen.
Given the fact that the new season is coming out, they've got loads and loads of promotional material to come out, so they're going to just start burying you in Stranger Things promo, and that's all they'll have to do.
One of the official Stranger Things accounts just got copyright claimed by themselves.
I saw that. Yeah.
They're not sending their best. It doesn't help that obviously Stranger Things is getting a lot of warranted hate for the amount of time that has lapsed between seasons, and the fact that their trailer is not promising, and people just overall don't care about this series anymore beyond a sense of completionism.
It's crazy. Paramount is screwed. So the Duffer Brothers, who are the ones who make Stranger Things, they're going over to Paramount, and after they they signed this huge deal, despite the fact that they have no credibility in the world of movie
one-hit
making.
wonders.
They don't have any movie credibility. It's just this one show, and they're like, we want to take longer between seasons. The reason Paramount is worth anything right now is because Taylor Sheridan just releases stuff like this all the time. There's new seasons coming out constantly. You're going to go from new shows every couple of months to just nothing for that works for Netflix because they got 8 zillion other things coming out. Paramount doesn't have that.
I guess if I were one of the Duffer Brothers, I would have a huge ego too, but they openly say that they never had any ambitions of making TV
Yeah,
shows.
they wanted to be movie directors.
And they always wanted to do movies. They think they're above the medium of TV, and that's why they're trying to destroy the medium of TV
by turning it into
movies.
Yeah, so you can watch 2-hour episodes of Stranger Things.
Bullshit. They said all of the episodes of the new season are like over an hour and 15 minutes.
Literally, that's when I
Psycho.
have nightmares. That's exactly what it is.
And they're releasing the last season in 2 parts. One of them is at the end of this month. The second part releases on Christmas Day, I believe.
Ugh.
I have no patience for this.
Nope.
If any of you are planning on watching the last season of Stranger Things, if you've even kept up this long, please let us know what's going on in the show. I have zero interest in it, though.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.